Hello dear students, welcome to all of you. This is the second lecture regarding the course of Introduction to Language Learning. In this lecture we will discuss about animal communication and human language. In this perspective we will also discuss the properties of language. Well, before starting, the question comes into our mind that do animals have language? Yes, definitely. Animals communicates each other whenever they need. What separates human from animals? Well, if someone asked you what separates human from each other animals, one of the first thing that would probably come to mind is a language. Language is the basic tool of communication for animals. Language is so fundamental to human life that it's hard to imagine that life would be like without it. In fact, the original term for language referred to it as a part of the body. Well, there are so many questions come into our mind that what is the difference between communication and language, what is cultural transmission, what is instinct, and is it transmitted? Can other species acquire language? Can animals be taught to use human language, or are they simply copying each other? We'll try to answer all these questions in this lecture. First of all, we discuss about communicative versus informative signals. Communicative signals are intentional. On the other hand, informative signals are not intentional but still carry meaning. I am sitting at the desk in the front of the room. It is information. I must be a professor. I say to you that I am here to teach the class. It is intentional. I am the professor. Animals can be informative, as bird may suddenly fly away at the approach of a predator. This is information, and we can deduce that the bird must be frightened. Animals can be communicative. A bird may make a loud at the sight of a predator. This is the communication. Man is the only animal that can communicate by means of abstract symbols. Yes, this ability shares many features with communication in other animals and has arisen from those more primitive systems. Here is the example of Charles Hackett. In 1960s, he suggested that we can characterize language by means of a set of design features. Hackett also defined of language should be based on these design features. These are essential characteristics. What are they? Well, if we say that animals have a language, then we can explain and we can define all these things relating to animals' language. For example, animals can convey various messages to each other, just like feelings, anger, fear, warnings, desire, willingness to mate, location of food sources. Nonetheless, animals lack anything like human language. Now we are going to discuss about the properties of human language. In the properties of human language, first of all we discuss about the reflexivity, then we'll discuss about displacement, arbitrariness, productivity, cultural transmission, and duality. In reflexivity, humans are able to reflect. They are able to talk about or reflect on language itself. Without this ability, we could not even talk about the other properties of language. Dogs are able to bark at each other, but they are probably not barking about barking itself. Well, the next one is the displacement. Humans can talk about the past, present, and future. For example, yesterday I saw a movie. Today I am staying home. Next week I am here. Well, humans can talk about things that don't exist or we can't see. Yesterday Grandpa went to heaven. Tomorrow the tooth fairy is coming. All these examples show the displacement. Animals' communication is about the here and now, just like meow meow, I am hungry now, not next week. Bark bark, just indicating the present time. Animals can't displace in either time or space. Well, the next property of language is arbitrariness. There is no natural connection between a word's form and its meaning, with the possible exception of our old friend, onomatopoeia. A written word doesn't look like meaning, just like a star, big, soft, hard. Animals' communicative sounds are closely correlated with their meanings. Well, an animal's vocabulary is finite, limited. On the other hand, humans' vocabulary is infinite. And here are so many other examples are there. Honeybee dance language. Bees use intricate combinations of dance, movements, and tail waggling to communicate the location of nectar. However, the language is finite, can't create new moves or waggles to indicate up, for example. When a worker bee finds a source of nectar, she returns to the hive to perform a complex dance, which informs the other bees of its location. A round dance, the nectar is close to hive. A waggling dance in which she wiggles her tail from side to side if it is far away. Another property of language is productivity. Human vocabulary and sentences are infinite, open-ended. We can create new words in our lexicon, like texting, googling, new slangs, and lot of examples. In unlimited combinations, colorless green ideas sleep furiously. This sentence is said by Noam Chomsky. We have a morphology, word formation rules, and a grammar with sentence structure rules, which allow to combine new words in new structures. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations. Well, the next one is cultural transmission. We acquire our speech from the environment. We are raised in our culture, which includes our language, our accent, our expressions. While a sound just like a meow is a meow, whenever it is instructional, inborn, some birds both are born with some calls and songs instinctually, and some are learned. Well, here are two experiments. One is based on 7-week window for birds and another is 7-year window for children. In the first place, if birds are not exposed to bird song in the first 7 weeks, they will still produce songs, but abnormal ones. Singing is instinctual. On the other hand, 7-year window for children, if a child is not exposed to a language within the first 7 years, it will develop no language at all. Language is not instinctual, it is learned. In the cultural environment, more properly, it is acquired. The next property is duality. Human language is organized at two levels. The first level is the sound phonetics, which carry no individual meaning. And the second one is the combination of sound, phonology, and morphology, which carry meaning. Economical, with a limited number of discrete sounds, we can produce an infinite number of meanings. No duality of patterning is not acquired to humans. When birds produce single notes, they are meaningless, but when they are combined, they convey meaningful messages. Animal sounds can't be broken down into different levels. Just like the sound of meow, we cannot break into different segments, discretes. For example, me, oh, wo, meow. We cannot break these sound. Does your dog understand you? When you say sit, heel, roll over, answer, he doesn't know the word roll mean turn and over means other side. The dog can understand only one word, are two words at a time, but he can't understand so many words. Discreteness. Language consists of isolatable units. Two words sneezed. In morphological way, we can break into different segments, and on the other hand in syntax level as well. Well, the next one is semanticity. The use of words, symbols to mean or to refer to objects and actions. When we say chair, we refer to any object, which is a chair. When we say jump, we refer to an action of jumping. When a parrot says chair, does it refer to an object, or it only referring to some stimulus, or is it imitating someone? Some writers have claimed that semanticity is exclusively human. Animals usually do not refer to objects but to whole situations. Well, another one is feedback. The ability to control what we say. We are monitoring what we are saying. And another one is stimulus freedom. We can say whatever we like. We do. You think of that book. We can answer whatever we want. There is no strict response attached to this stimulus. Well, here is the difference between human communication and animal communication. Humans can produce and create infinite set of ideas. On the other hand, the animal can produce finite set of ideas. Human, they just produce discrete and into different segments. On the other hand, in animal communication there is no discrete. Humans can produce new words. On the other hand, animals, they don't have new vocabulary, closed vocabulary they use. Structural complexity. We can find out in humans' language. On the other hand, there is no structural complexity in animal communication. Well, this use of displacement, this property is find out in humans communication, humans language. On the other hand, there is no displacement can be found in animals communication. Well, animal language characteristics. The sign of animal system are inborn. In animal system, each signal has one and only one function. Animal system seems not to change from generation to generation. Well, we can conclude that there is a huge difference between human language and animal communication. Thank you. That's all today. We'll discuss another lecture in upcoming course outline. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.